The ketamine queen, charged with selling Matthew Perry the drug that killed him, has agreed to plead guilty. Jasveen Sangha is the fifth and final defendant charged in the overdose death of the Friends star to strike a plea agreement with federal prosecutors. Her change of plea means she will avoid a trial that's planned for August.
Have you ever scrolled past someone's Instagram and thought, wow, they're living the dream, only to find out later that everything you saw was hiding a nightmare? That's the story of Jasveen Sangha, the woman the world now knows as the ketamine queen. On the surface, her life looked glamorous, but behind the filters and luxury trips, there was a dangerous empire, and eventually, a tragic connection to the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. This isn't just another headline. This is a story of dreams gone wrong, of choices that turned fatal, and of how one woman's double life left scars on Hollywood forever. From ordinary beginnings to an unexpected path, Jasveen Sangha wasn't born into scandal. She grew up in California and graduated from Calabasas High School in 2001. By 2005, she had a bachelor's degree from UC Irvine, and in 2010, she completed her MBA in London. On paper, her life looked like a parent's dream. Ambitious, educated, and ready to make something big of herself. She even tried her hand at the traditional route. She launched a small nail salon business in Studio City, but like many startups, it failed. Most people at that point would regroup, try again, or settle into a normal corporate career. Jasveen, though, chose another road. The Instagram life versus the hidden world. Online, Jasveen curated the perfect image. Pictures from Dubai, parties in Mexico, outfits that screamed money and status. It was the kind of lifestyle you'd expect from an influencer or socialite. People who didn't know her might have envied her freedom, her glow, her jet-set life. But beneath that gloss was something no filter could cover up. Jasveen had turned her North Hollywood home into what prosecutors later called a bleibauspau stash house. Neighbors noticed the late-night visitors, loud parties, and unusual activity. What looked like harmless fun was actually the front line of a high-end drug operation. When federal agents finally raided her home, the discovery was staggering. 80 vials of ketamine, thousands of meth pills, cocaine, Xanax, and more. It was more than just small-scale dealing. This was a full-blown drug empire, and Jasveen was at the center of it. Numbers E. The connection to Matthew Perry. By October 2023, Matthew Perry was struggling. His battles with addiction were public knowledge, but he had also been seeking help through ketamine treatments for depression and anxiety. What nobody expected was that his access to ketamine outside the medical system would prove fatal. This is where Jasveen came in. Messages later revealed that she had been in contact with Eric Fleming, who purchased vials of ketamine from her. Those vials eventually reached Perry through his assistant. On October 28, 2023, Matthew Perry was found unresponsive in his hot tub. The autopsy showed high levels of ketamine in his system. The news hit the world hard. Chandler Bing, the man who made millions laugh, was gone. And at the heart of the investigation stood Jasveen Sangha, the so-called ketamine queen. Tapanintas, a darker history resurfaces. But Perry's case wasn't the only tragedy tied to Jasveen. Prosecutors dug deeper and discovered another heartbreaking link. Back in 2019, a man named Cody McClory died within hours of taking ketamine allegedly supplied by Jasveen. Even more disturbing, records showed that after his death, she had searched online to see if ketamine could be listed as a cause of death. Despite that, she didn't stop. She kept selling, kept building her empire, kept living the life that Instagram adored. It paints a chilling picture. A woman aware of the dangers, but choosing to continue anyway. Tredo, the arrest and the avalanche of charges. In August 2024, Jasveen's glamorous double life came crashing down. Federal authorities arrested her and unveiled a mountain of charges. These included maintaining a drug-involved premises, multiple counts of distributing ketamine, possession with intent to distribute methamphetamine and other drugs, conspiring in overdose deaths. Her arrest made headlines worldwide. People who once envied her lifestyle now saw the truth. Her designer bags and luxury vacations were funded by something deadly. Mondays, the courtroom drama. While 4 other defendants in the Perry case, including doctors, an assistant, and Eric Fleming, quickly pleaded guilty, Jasveen initially stood her ground. For months, she denied responsibility, fighting the accusations with silence and legal maneuvers, but the evidence was overwhelming. Text messages, financial trails, witness testimonies all pointed back to her. As prosecutors pieced it together, her role in supplying the drugs that killed Perry became impossible to deny. Finally, in August 2025, Jasveen Sangha entered a guilty plea. She admitted to running a drug house, distributing ketamine, and being linked to deaths caused by the substances she sold. The deal she struck could still leave her facing 45 to 65 years in prison. Decades behind bars for a life once filled with first-class flights and flashing lights. Jambambars, lessons hidden in the chaos. When you step back, Jasveen's story is more than crime news. It's a mirror reflecting some tough realities. 1. Addiction is relentless. Matthew Perry fought it for years, but the system around him failed too. When treatment closed its doors, back channels opened, and that's where people like Jasveen stepped in. 2. Social media is a mask. Her followers saw a glowing life. They didn't see the raids, the stash, the silent victims. It's a reminder that what we envy online is rarely the full picture. 3. Choices have consequences. Jasveen had the education, the background, even the chance to live a stable life. But the choices she made, whether out of greed, thrill, or desperation, now define her forever. Fancy, the human side of the tragedy. It's easy to paint Jasveen as just a villain, the ketamine queen who destroyed lives. But her story also raises deeper questions. How does someone with so much potential end up here? Was it the lure of easy money, the thrill of power, or something broken deep inside that made this life seem appealing? And for Perry, the tragedy feels even heavier. Here was a man who openly shared his struggles, who wrote in his memoir about his pain and his fight for recovery. He wanted to help others not fall into the same traps. Yet, in the end, he became another victim of the very system he warned about. Jasveen Sangha's journey is one of contrasts. A brilliant student turned international socialite, a failed entrepreneur turned underground supplier, a woman who once posed in luxury hotels, now posing for a mugshot. But beyond the headlines, beyond the drama, lies the real tragedy, the lives lost. Matthew Perry, Cody McLaury, and countless unnamed others who were caught in the ripple effect of addiction and supply. And that's the truth you didn't know. If this story shocked you, or made you see fame and glamour in a whole new light, hit and subscribe. Because there are more truths hiding behind headlines, more untold stories waiting to be shared, and together we can uncover them all.